Hello, I'm making this video in December 2020 and it's about the horizon. Um, those who have been following Flat Earth versus Globe Earth will understand why the timing of this short video is pertinent. Okay, the horizon. Physical, actual, or apparent only? That's the question. Okay. The horizon is it a physical geometric location or a not actual apparent only location? Well, let's first look at the claim that the horizon is a physical geometric location that blocks boats and buildings. This claim involves the horizon being a physical geometric location that can be used to bring a tangent line to for the purpose of calculating a radius value to the Earth, with the pre-assumption that the Earth is a globe. This is from Metabunk. It's a diagram showing the a visual of those mathematics, where you can see the horizon marked with an X here, and you can see the hidden amount here that would be hidden by the supposed curve of a globe Earth. So as is obvious in this diagram, the horizon is marked with an X and is a pre-assumed physical geometric location that would block boats and buildings at a distance, as I just said. So this physical geometric location will always have a specific distance from an observer that's dictated by the observer's elevation above sea level in accordance with the official globe mathematics. And these very mathematics are solely based on a radius value. And this radius value is solely based on us having a visible physical geometric horizon that a person could place a tangent line on to make an extrapolation that will lead to a radius value calculation that will precede a diameter and circumference. This claim and all elements of this claim rest solely on the horizon being a visible physical geometric location. But there is an unfortunate paradox in this claim, as the radius value that is connected to this claim, which is 3,959 miles as an average, is calculated on the pre-assumption that the horizon line is a visible geometric physical location. But the refractive calculations that are based on this pre-assumption that there is a visible physical geometric horizon state that we cannot ever see this very claimed observation. Terrestrial refraction, also known as standard refraction or 7/6 refraction or 7/6 or colloquially, is based purely on the globe Earth's radius value, but its very refraction calculation states that we do not ever see this very specific physical geometric horizon. This refraction calculation states that we will always see a refracted view of our world and that we will never observe a horizon line that adheres to a specific geometric mathematical location. So this means that the very needed observation that would be absolutely necessary for us to calculate calculate terrestrial standard refraction is not ever possible to see. So I'll read that again. So this means that the very needed observation that would be absolutely necessary for us to calculate terrestrial standard refraction is not ever possible to see, according to this very refractive calculation that is based on us actually seeing it. So what this means is the refractive calculations that are based on the R value are based on an R value that we would actually see before the calculations, a visible geometric physical location that we would have to see to make those calculations, those refractive calculations afterwards. But the refractive calculations state that we will never see this physical geometric location or physical geometric horizon simply because the refraction will stop us from seeing it. So they've created a refraction. They've created refraction calculations that are based on us seeing something that the very refractive calculations state we will never and can never see. Okay, so this is not a viable argument. This claim is untenable as it is an obvious paradox. So there's one dictates and cancels the other. The refractive calculation cancels us ever seeing the physical geometric horizon of a globe model, and the physical geometric visible horizon of this globe model is the very needed observation to create these refraction calculations. So you can't have one without the other. You can't have refraction calculations based on a radius value that you could never determine because you can never see this physical geometric horizon of a globe because of the very calculation that's based on us actually seeing it. So the whole lot is completely untenable. So let's look at the second claim of the horizon being a non-physical, non-actual, apparent location. The second claim states that the horizon is not a geometric physical location that can be used to make calculations and or measurements that a refraction value can be acquired from. This second claim states that the horizon line is constantly changing its visible observable position in direct accordance with the weather and atmospheric conditions. That it is purely an apparent location and not a physical geometric location. So what evidence is there for this specific claim? So before we move to the evidence, what this is stating that is that the horizon is not a geometric physical location, that it does move in accordance with the weather, that it is constantly changing, and it is not a place that you could possibly use for any type of geometry, because it is never in it's never in a consistent location, basically. Its visible observable position is always changing. It's in accordance with the weather and atmospheric conditions. So it's always an apparent location and not a physical geometric location. So let's move to the evidence for this. This photo is the evidence. This is the Black Swan photo. It shows platform Hillhouse 6.21 miles away from the observer, and it shows platform habitat 9.41 miles away from the observer. The photo above is taken from a 1 foot observer height. According to globe earth mathematics, from a 1 foot observer height, the physical geometric horizon can be no more than 1.22 miles away. But in this photo, the horizon line is at least 10 miles away. This photo is evidence that the horizon line is not a physical geometric location, but actually an apparent location that is always determined and defined by atmospheric conditions on the day or time of observation, completely debunking the claim that we live on a globe earth with a physical geometric horizon line that adheres to a specific mathematical location dependent on observation height. By proxy, this observation proves Earth to be a flat plane. So what this is saying here is that this photograph here, and any photograph similar to it, completely debunks the notion that we are living on a globe Earth, because the very thing needed to prove the globe and what the whole globe model is based on, which is a physical, visible, geometric horizon that will only change with observer height and will not be affected by weather or atmospheric effects. It's basically, this shows that that cannot be true, as it shows that it's not just affected by observation height. It shows that that it is possible from a 1 foot observer height to see an horizon that would be in accordance with globe mathematics only 1.22 miles away. We are seeing it at least 10 miles away. So it's showing that it is just not possible to ever have a physical location that you could send a tangent line to do any geometry. It's debunking this completely. this photograph, and many like it. Every photograph where the horizon is further than it should, that is further, that where the horizon is further than the globe mathematics would state from that observation height, is disproving the globe, because the globe model is based and built on its radius value, and everything after that comes after that. Without the radius value, there is no globe model, and this photo debunks any notion of that radius value. I'm going to, by proxy, just before I finish this part, by proxy, this observation proves the Earth to be a flat plane, as it shows that the horizon will extend to great distances, even from a 1 foot observation height, just depending on weather and atmospheric effects. So not only does this photograph completely disprove the globe Earth model, but it totally proves the Earth to be a flat plane, as we have been saying for many years now. And we are going to continue to say until the whole world listens. Now, one last thing. One small note for certain flat earthers who have not been able to understand why this particular photo was chosen, as it shows seemingly refractive effects around the booms on the more distant platform habitat. What I'm talking about is here, right? Sorry. These effects up here. And not another of the many available photos of the horizon being further than the globe Earth mathematics would allow. So what I mean by that is there are certain flat earthers out there who don't seem to understand why this particular photo was chosen over other photographs that didn't have them refractive effects, or seemingly refractive effects, as they're not really refractive effects. But the reason they don't understand the reason why this photo was chosen over a more perfect photo, let's just say. The reason this photo was specifically chosen was because of the seemingly refractive effects. So it was chosen because of those refractive effects. As any claim based on this supposed refraction that is supposedly in that photograph, that would lead to the claim that the opposition, that would lead to the claim by the opposition that the horizon itself was refracted, means directly that the horizon is not then geometric, debunking the globe model with the claims of its very believers. The black swan argument is a logically sound argument, and any claims of the contrary is only due to the person's misunderstanding of the argument to begin with. You cannot refract the horizon, as it is defined as the apparent juncture between the earth and sky. You cannot refract an horizon. Even if that claim was made by our opposition, it can't be done. The horizon is already an effect. That's what it is. It's a visual effect that's based on the weather and atmosphere of the day and your observation height. It's just an effect. It's an apparent location, not a real actual. So if we go up to the very start again, to the very question that was at the start, the horizon, physical, actual, or apparent only? The answer is apparent only. Thank you.